No. Okay, so tomorrow we test. Here's how to be.
Wait, so why aren't you recording if we're going to do the review?
We're recording it. What?
Didn't you just... Never mind.
And we're recording this fact that you're asking if we're recording it. Tomorrow we're going to test. Here's how to be.
Excellent.
Here's how to be.
Easy.
Here's how to be.
Euphoric.
Here's how to be.
Educated.
Oh, come on. Here's how to be. yeah, you guys were bad on the last puzzle. You think you get this one? Here's how to be.
It's one letter, so it's
What is it?
What's E?
What kind of E?
Ready.
Oh,
ready.
Oh.
I didn't get it.
Some of you still haven't gotten it. Here's how to be ready. Okay, so now you guys are recorded for posterity that you're dumb. No. So if you don't understand, it just means you don't think like I think. First time I showed this to my wife, she said, "You're so stupid." Anyway, here's how to be ready for your test. Number one, you need to know your vocabulary. So, if you look at your Unit 2 problem sheet, up at the top there's a little section that says vocabulary. There's a bunch of words there, and those words have all been defined for us in the notes over the last week, all except for kinematics. Kinematics we have not talked about, even though, that's what we have been doing this whole time. So kinematics is the study of straight line motion. So please write that down somewhere. Kinematics is the study of straight line motion. So that'll be one of your vocabulary words tomorrow. The vocabulary will be covered in matching. So I will have the words and I will have a definition and you will have to match them. The problem is I will not put the exact definition that I put in your notes. So if you understand the concept, you will be able to understand the definition I have. But if you just memorize a key word, you're going to be very sad. Because I word things differently. But again, if you understand the concept, no problem, you will understand the definition that's there. So I'm like that. I actually expected to know, not memorize. Weird, right? So vocabulary is the first thing, and then underneath that section we have a question section. Number one, if I shoot a basketball straight in the air and it takes 3 seconds to reach its highest point, how long will it take to come back down?
3 seconds.
3 seconds. How fast will it be traveling when it hits you? Negative 9.81 would be the acceleration rate, but how fast is it going is looking for the velocity. Yeah, so how fast will it be traveling when it hits you? There are two ways to answer this. One would be it's going to come down just as fast as it went up. So you could say, hey, it comes down just as fast as it went up. But the other way is you could do a mathematical thing. If it's going to take 3 seconds to come back down, what was the initial speed at the top? 0. And what was the acceleration rate? Okay, 9.81 is practically what number that's easy to use? 10. Okay, so it's a little under 10, right? So that means after 1 second we'd be going 10 meters per second. After 2 seconds we'll be going 2 meters per second. After 3 seconds we'd be going 30 meters per second. Did I say 2 meters per second? Sorry. Drugs. So 10 meters per second, then 20 meters per second. After 3 seconds, we'd be going about 30 meters per second. So we'd be a little under 30 meters per second when it smacked us in the head. That would hurt. So yeah, nobody can throw a basketball that high. That's ridiculous. Number 3, did the acceleration change? No, but wasn't it getting slower on the way up and faster on the way down?
No.
The acceleration didn't change, but we changed directions, which means the acceleration affected us differently. Yes. Did the velocity change?
No. Yes.
The velocity on the way up was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Then on the way down, it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but it was a negative number. So then we get to number 5, which is the one that's going to show up on your test. So number 5, what was the difference between distance and displacement. Now, if you remember the very first day when we were talking about distance and displacement, I started a little trip over here and I walked 15 steps that way, then I turned around and I walked 10 more steps back to my starting point.
Yeah.
So what was my distance?
20.
25. And what was my displacement? 5 steps
Forward.
forward or that way or northeast or whichever way we were going. So you have to have that direction. So again, you have to be able to do a problem like that. I'm going to make it into an actual math problem. That was really tough, right? 15 plus 10, that was the distance, and then 15 plus a negative 10 was 5 that way. Okay, so you should have understood that. That'll be an easy question. That'll be the first problem you have to do. Everybody gets easy points, as long as you're awake. Notice that there's nothing in problems A because that shows up later. But problems B, I want you to circle 3 and 4. Problem C, I want you to circle 3 and 8. And problems D, I want you to circle 3, 4, and 7. Apparently, I like the number 3. Because it showed up 3 times. So notice in D, I picked 1 out of each section. Yeah. Easy peasy, right? So if you know how to do those problems, then you'll be very happy. Now, today we're going to be talking about reading graphs and understanding this. And the top 2 of the graphs that we're doing, you will understand the best. There's a little video online in case today runs a little fast for you. You can go on and make sure you understand, excuse me, exactly what labs that you want, that I want you to understand, and what you want me to understand online. And it'll be right over this video that we put in here. And you need to know which ones are scalar and which terms are vectors. Scalar terms just wanted a magnitude, and vector ones had a magnitude and a direction. So if we had velocity and speed, if anybody gets this one wrong, I'm going to slap you. Speed is scalar and velocity is vector. Speed is scalar and velocity is vector. If anybody gets that one wrong, So we also had distance and displacement. Which one was scalar? Distance, we just got in total steps. Displacement had the direction and carried just about starting point to end point. So displacement was vector. Distance was scalar. No, they both have an S in it. That didn't work. Okay, so our last one was acceleration. Does acceleration care about direction?
Yeah.
Okay, if we were going up and gravity was pulling down, did that make a difference?
Yes.
Yeah, so acceleration does have a direction. So acceleration is also a vector. So if you understand all the things that are here and your vocabulary, I guarantee you get at least an 85, which is a solid grade on my test. Many of you will do better than that. Yeah. So this test is a little different from the last one because this one we have to actually think more than the last one where we just had to understand a few things and memorize a couple other things. This one you actually have to think, but you understand the process that we're going through, right? We're identifying our variables, we're listing them, we're looking for missing ones, we're finding the formula or formulas we need, and plugging in, then we have to round right and all that kind of thing. So the last